There are a lot of ways in which the gospel texts and the things that are going on in those stories are so different from the world that we live in today. Untying and tying your donkey to give it water, for example, might be one thing we aren't incredibly familiar with. But I know that my dogs would be very upset if I didn't put water in their bowls on every day of the week. I think sometimes that cultural distance causes us to miss the key thing going on in the gospel text, to miss the ways in which we are still the same. And in today's text, I think that sameness comes in the desire to serve, the desire to do good things as God calls us to do. Sometimes we forget and we think, oh, the leaders of the synagogue, they didn't want to do good things. They were too stuck on the law. No. Jesus and the leaders of the synagogues were all Jewish Pharisees. They were all a part of the same religious group. They just didn't always agree on how or what should be prioritized. One of the gifts that we are given today at the end of the gospel is the proclamation that upon hearing Jesus' words, everyone rejoiced in the healing that he did. And so today we take on our Ministry Fair Sunday the opportunity not to debate or to quarrel about which is the best ministry or when it should be done or how it should be done or whether this should be done first or more often than the other, but to celebrate with all our ministry leaders that God is calling us to serve, to heal, to do good things in the world which we have been given to serve. And so I cede the rest of the sermon time this morning to those leaders as I think, who's introducing? Barbie is going to introduce who is going to come first so that we can learn a little bit more about all the diversity of ways that we can serve Jesus together.
Well, my name is Barbie Russell, and I am the Director of Children's and Youth Ministries here at Good Samaritan. And we are looking for a few more leaders for each of our age groups. When you come to visit my table, you'll see the different grade levels and how they're broken out. And I'm also looking for people to maybe who don't have as much time during the week to help plan lessons, but could either be a second where you don't have to plan anything or help plan events on occasion. So our next event that we have coming up is our Trunk or Treat that we've tried to make annual, but we got rained out last year, which would have been our second year. That is it is the Thursday before Halloween. So whatever that date falls on, which one day it's going to be Halloween, I'm going to be so excited. So after me, I'm going to have Rachel come up and tell us about her ministry as well.
Hi, I'm Rachel Lawson. Most of you know me or have seen me down in the nursery, but I am the nursery director and have been for the past 6 years now. I thought that some of you guys might be a good fit for either helping out as an assistant or maybe even leading a lesson in the nursery. It is generally just for an hour and a half to 2 hours, maybe once a month, and you would be helping either me out or you'd be helping another person out in the nursery. We usually have about 5 to 8 kids, and if you'd be interested, you can come find me down. Well, I'll be in the cafeteria, but you can come find me and we can talk about getting things rolling and getting things started.
And now we have Beth.
Hey everybody, I'm Beth Ann and Penny, and Lucy and I are leaders over outreach, but we are designed to hopefully be behind the scene. We really want to make space for any of you, whether you have an hour in the next year or an hour a week or an hour a month. We are designed to be the church that goes beyond the walls. So we work with different community organizations, and we have 4 focus areas. We also focus on youth out in the community. For example, we help a lot of the youth here at Harris, and we do ongoing activities that we need volunteers for. We also help families who are experiencing hunger, as you heard Lucy mention and Rita heads our family promise dinners. We need volunteers to help, whether it's a dish or you want to go spend time with the families now that they are housed. That's a very exciting opportunity. We also help older adults, so once a year we do leaf raking. We'd love to have you bring a rake. We'd love to have you help organize that. And then a lot of our projects are ongoing, so we just respond to the needs in the community and we ask ourselves, what does it look like for us to show up and to show love? So we're also really open to your ideas. Again, come check us out. We have a sign up for events over the next 12 months. Whether you have an hour in the next year, an hour a month, or an hour a week, we have a spot for you. And I don't know who's next, so I will let Barbie do that. Thank you.
We're going to hear from Heidi next.
Hi, I'm Heidi Morris-Cass, if you don't know me, and I am heading the prayer ministry this year. I missed the memo about the meeting for this, and so I am joining with the Going Deeper table because I am also a leader in that. The prayer team is simply a team of dedicated folks who will receive prayers that I send out, that I receive, that I send out to you. You hold them in trust, you hold them in God's hands, and that's what we do together. There's not one right way to pray, and there's no wrong way to pray. So I hope to see you at the table.
And now Anne.
Hello, I'm Ann Loveco. I am one of the co-leaders of Good Samaritans for Social Justice with Laura. The ultimate goal of our committee is to create systemic justice, so systems are more just. We do that in a variety of different ways. We've done some rallies and protests. We've partnered with other agencies, Hendricks County Diversity Club and also Hendricks County Pride. We've gone to the Pride Parade. What else have we done? Gone to school board meetings, gone to zoning committee meetings. So we try to do as many things as we can. What we're looking for is we could definitely use a few more people for our leadership team, and that is just one Zoom meeting a month, and then help us plan, create, carry out activities. We have a broader social justice group that we have a lot of people on Realm, and we send out information about upcoming events. So if you are not part of that, please let myself or Laura know, and we'll add you to the group at Realm, and then that keeps you informed about things we're doing. So come visit our table over there, and we'll tell you more.
Okay, I just want to say that, Rachel, you're going to have a lot of people at your table because look how well behaved these little guys are. They are doing such a good job. Melinda, you're next.
Good morning. I'm here to talk about going deeper. We spend time with some scripture and share our spiritual stories. If you have not participated in going deeper, or you've done it 20 times already, we would love for you to join going deeper. We do about 4 different times out of the year. Our next upcoming one is going to be October. And we are also looking for co-leaders for 2023. So please come to our table. Anne did a beautiful charcoal drawing of a fisherman and women and a boat, and I can take no credit for that, but come check out our table.
And speaking of beautiful drawings on displays, Wendy, you're next.
Good morning, I'm Wendy Meaden, and I lead the Worship Commission. We do an amazing job at Good Sam's at facing our outward community, but the Worship Commission faces inward and supports the clergy and ourselves in our Sunday worship. There are a lot of teams that go in together to put that to make this all happen. There's a setup team, which Brian will talk about, the altar guild, ushers, acolytes, readers, and chalice bearers, and the people who bring us to the wider world through Facebook and our online streaming. So if you are coming to church in person, this is such an easy way to be involved and to support Good Samaritan. And we have a place for everyone, all families from the very smallest to the most mature. All these ministries have weekly service opportunities, and with teams of volunteers, even though the tasks are weekly, if we get a good team, we can take a turn about once a month. The time commitments can be really minimal. Often it's just coming a little bit early to church and staying a little bit later to set up and clean up, and we will train you and pair you with a partner so you still get that companionship. The Altar Guild also has some flexible occasional and seasonal duties that are not linked to Sunday worship, so if you prefer to worship at home and you still want to participate, I will find laundry or sewing or shopping or buying wine or whatever for you to do. We'll work something out for you. If you can smile or do laundry, go to the store. If you can walk slowly, if you grow flowers, if you sew, stand, read, hang out behind the scenes, whatever is your comfort level, we have a place for you. I particularly hope you'll stop by and talk with me about the many opportunities in the Altar Guild, or if you're interested in being one of our chalice bearers. Sarah Jarrell will be at the Acolyte Station, and we encourage people of all ages to be acolytes. And Andrew Baum, who's greeting this morning at the door, agreed to answer your questions about being an usher during the fair. So thank you, and I think Krista's next. Well, you tell me. All right.
I'm going out of order. I'm doing things a little mixed up. This is my favorite Good Samaritan. He's going to talk next. Brian, if you didn't know.
Hi, I'm Brian Russell. I'm actually up here for doing the setup too for Mike since he couldn't be here today. Mike's actually looking for, I think he says he has 2 teams, so he's looking for 2 more teams to come in. So that way you only have to do it once a month, but they're the ones that come in and pull the walls out and set the tables up and everything and get the gym to kind of try to look like a church. Huh? Not the chairs. The school actually does the chairs. And then me along with Brian Widener, we actually do the live stream and the sound. So we are actually looking for 2 people too, or some more people to join our team. You don't have to have experience at all. We can teach you how to do it. We have it down pretty good now to where it's a lot of just pushing buttons. You don't really have to play with a lot of stuff. But yeah, so if you're interested in doing any of that, stop by our table.
All right, and now Krista.
Hi, I'm Kristen Yearswick, and I'm the coordinator for the Lesson and Prayer Readers as well as the Book and Fellowship group. The readers are parishioners who come up here and read the first lesson and the prayers of the people. Anyone from age 13 or so to 99 can do this. There's no experience necessary. Our worship is enhanced when we have a variety of different voices participating in the service. You will receive the text the preceding week so that you'll have time to practice. And on average, you'll be on the rotation to be a reader once every 2 months. So 10 minutes once every 2 months. The Book and Fellowship group is, we meet monthly to discuss our chosen book. We read a wide variety of books, and we take turns being the host or the discussion leader. There's no commitment needed. You may feel free to come once or come every month. Please also know that anyone is welcome, even if you have not read the book. We meet both in person and on Zoom. Please come see me at the fair, and I can give you more information.
I read Where the Crawdads Sing in the Good Sam book group, so if you haven't seen that movie, it's really good, and it really follows the book closely. There's your little plug, too. And now we have Kendall.
Good morning, everyone. Good Samaritan is the church that... Exactly. Are we still the church that serves? Yes. The COVID thing maybe slowed us down a little bit. Some of us got a little too comfortable sitting on the couches, myself included. My name is Kendall Ludwig, and I'm the director of music ministry here at Good Sam's. We are in need of volunteers to fill several roles, both for those musically inclined and not. Usually commitments are around a couple of hours per week. There are administrative tasks that need done, along with, playing an instrument and singing and things like that. A lot of you all I don't know, and so if you play an instrument and you haven't and you want to do it in church, and I might not know that you play an instrument, so please stop by and say hi, and we'll chat a little bit about what those commitments look like. Thank you.
And now our very own Deb Ruckman.
I am really representing Nancy Slagle today, who is the team leader of one of the larger ministries, I would say, that goes under the term Connections. And tends to appeal to two different kinds of people, either the outgoing, greeter, welcoming folks, or quiet givers. So we have about 5 different ministries that are involved. We can use help in all of them, but we have 2 like semi-leadership positions that we would like to fill. The group that I work with are the Greeters Welcome Table, and I am always welcoming more people to join our rotation. Right now, we are at about a pair of people every 2 months. We're trying to build that group, so maybe it would be every 3 months, and we would get to see a wider range of faces out there in front of us. Katie Heltz's ministry is to make the welcome bags that you might have received if you've been. I know I have been here 5 years, and I got a welcome bag my very first time here, so the welcome bagging has been going on for quite some time. Another ministry that falls under what we do are the things we do out in the community, like movies in the park and the Bow Wow Bash that Lucy talked about earlier that come up just once a year. So if you are someone who likes to get involved with just one event and it's one and done, that's a good spot for you. We also have, we have Meal Train, which is something that does need a leader to just coordinate. You will not be fixing meals on an ongoing basis for people. Many of you already do that at home. You don't need to do it for other people too. But this is when someone has had surgery or recently had a child, added a child to their family, and they have asked for a little bit of help while they're one of their main caregivers might be down and out a little bit and need some meals. So we're looking both for people to help prepare those meals and deliver them, and someone to kind of coordinate that little piece of ministry. And then our last one, I knew I should have brought written notes. I think you're just going to have to come to the booth that's in there and find out what the mystery thing is for the 5th thing that the Connections team does. But we would love to have you join our ministry. And that 5th thing does need a leader, and it is not a leader of a very large piece. So you could be that leader. Thanks.
That was a sneaky clickbait tactic used by our little Deb Ruckman. Okay. Hi, I'm Barbie Russell. I am not the Director of Hospitality here at Good Samaritan. However, I thought it was very important that we brought back what really seemed normal pre-COVID, and I wanted to make sure that we brought that back. Plus, coffee drinkers aren't very happy when they don't have coffee. I don't know how good the coffee is. Rachel's been helping get that ready. But hospitality is not difficult. It's just a little challenging to get ready for these wonderful children and make coffee and all of that. So hospitality, we would just need someone willing to brew a couple of pots of coffee each Sunday morning. It takes about 20 minutes for the machine to heat up, and we're happy to get that started for you if you're a little crunched for time. You do not have to bring food every week. The idea behind hospitality is food is brought by all of you. So whether you can lead or just want to bring some treats in to help feed your fellow Good Samaritans, we'll take all the help we can get. The other thing that you might have to do is restock things. So we have plenty of paper goods because we didn't use them for a while. We do have some styrofoam cups. I'm really sorry about that. We are trying to get through those, and we will not get those anymore. But we just have like your normal stock of paper goods that might need to be replenished every now and again. And with that, I think we've reached every ministry that is. Oh, did Deb? Oh, Natalie, did you want to come up? Oh, see, Deb is sneaky. Clickbait and calling people out. Just kidding. We love you, Deb. So with that, unless there's anyone else who has thought up a ministry that we should be doing and would like to come up and try to get some volunteers, we'll bring it back to Amy.
I actually want to invite everyone, including Natalie, to stand up if you're a ministry leader at Good Sam's, just so that we can give you all a round of applause for the great work that you do every week. thank you so much for the work that you do to bring the ministry just not only to this place, but out into the community as well. In the words of the gospel, the entire crowd is rejoicing at all the wonderful things Christ is doing in and through you. Amen.